everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to make a video about some tips and tricks for moving house. We are moving in a couple of months' time now, and I'm starting to think about getting organised and what we need to do. So here are some hints and tips that I've picked up in my research. The first one is to make a packing supply basket. When you're running from room to room throwing things in boxes, you often are like, where's the tape, where's the scissors, where's the pen? So just try and put them all into one box and carry, like a small box, and just carry it around the house with you so nothing gets lost. Secondly, get rid of everything you don't love. This is a great opportunity for you to have a clear out and sell things or give them to charity, because there's nothing worse than putting time and effort into lugging around stuff that you're not going to use again. Once you've had your clear out, a great thing to do is vacuum pack all your out of season clothes. That way you can just transport them in their vacuum packs and they're not going to take up much space, and maybe they'll go straight into the loft when you arrive. A great thing when it comes to unpacking is to make sure that when you are packing, you categorise everything by room, so that you can even just set the boxes, all the kitchen boxes in the kitchen, all the bedroom boxes in the bedrooms, so that you're not lugging things up and down stairs and wondering where everything is. When moving clothes, you can buy the boxes with hanging rails and just hang everything up on there. Or you can just literally take your hanging rail that you've got, put it on a bed and put a bin bag over the top of it, cutting a little hole for the holders to come through, and that way everything's kept together and you don't have to take everything off, fold it and put everything back on at the other end. One thing that a lot of people don't do is pack a first night box. This can really help, and it will save you having to empty out a whole box of clothes to find a set of pyjamas, for instance. So maybe in your first night box you'll have things like some toiletries, a kettle, your pyjamas, maybe some food to get you going for that first meal the next day. Don't forget to pack some cutlery and crockery and a couple of mugs as well, just to get you going. When you're packing plates, if you already have some disposable foam, like picnic style plates, a good trick is to put one china plate, one disposable plate, one china plate, one disposable plate, and it stops them clanging together and smashing. A great thing for transporting your glassware is to maybe go to a local winery or even a supermarket and ask if you can take their wine cases, because they're already divided up, and you can slide all your glassware into there and stuff it with newspaper just to secure everything. When it comes to jewellery, I don't know about you, but whenever I go on holiday, I arrive and all my necklaces are all all knotted up, and it's so frustrating spending time trying to unknot them. So a great thing you can do is keep some toilet roll middles and thread your necklace through it and do the clasp up. It just stops things getting all tangled up. Egg cartons can be really useful as well for just keeping everything together. When you're taking apart furniture, you'll find that you have loads of screws, nuts and bolts, and it's very easy for things to go missing. So take some small plastic Ziplock bags or little snack bags, label them for the piece of furniture that they are, and then keep all those nuts and bolts together. For seasonal items such as Christmas decorations, you might have already done this, and you might be organised and they're all in like a clear plastic box. If you haven't, it's a great idea to do that, because the second you arrive they can just go straight in the loft and be forgotten about. Everyone thinks you need a lot of bubble wrap when you move house, but actually if you want to be kind to the environment while still keeping your fragile things safe, you can use things like pillowcases and bed sheets and towels. They need to be packed anyway, so why not wrap them around the things you need to protect, and then you'll save yourself money and you'll save the environment from more plastic. When you're going in and out of your new house front door unloading boxes from the van, it's a great idea to make sure that either the latch is on, which is probably quite obvious, or if you can't do that, a good idea is to stretch a rubber band, hook it around the inside handle, take it to the outside of the door and the outside handle, and that will stop the door from accidentally slamming shut. If you are moving soon, you've probably realised there are so many things to do and it's so easy to forget some of those things. So a great thing to do is just when you think of a task that needs doing, put it in your calendar for a set date and have a reminder to do that task. I'm going to organise a supermarket delivery for the day that we arrive at our new property. That way we don't have to worry about making time to go to the shops and pick everything up, and we will have some essentials to get us through our first few days. When you're packing books, a lot of people make the mistake of packing as many books as they can into a box, and then they realise they can't actually lift the box or the box isn't strong enough. So make sure you use smaller boxes or even plastic bins for things like books. Remember to have some easily accessible cleaning supplies so that when you are moving out or moving in, you have those to hand. Also, if you have enlisted the help of any family and friends, do make sure you take care of them. So maybe buy them a pizza or have some tea and coffee ready to go. As soon as you know when you're moving, it's a good idea to start switching providers. There's a long list and you can Google it to find who you should be telling. But just to get you started, you want to let the council know, especially if you're leaving the borough and the date you're leaving, so you stop getting charged council tax. You also want to let the TV licence know if you're transferring it, any TV or internet packages, and electricity and gas. They are the main ones I can think of. Also, don't forget car insurance, as I don't believe you would be covered if your car got stolen from your new property and you hadn't told the insurance company. Every time I move, and I've moved a lot in the last 10 years, I always set up a forwarding service with the Royal Mail. It's really cheap, and if you do it for a whole year, you tend to find that by the time that 12 months has come around, all your suppliers have been in contact at some point, so you don't forget anything, nothing slips through the net. Make sure you do update all your addresses with all your suppliers and subscriptions, because it is easy for something to slip through, and you'd be really gutted if your HelloFresh went to your old address and you'd paid for it. Once you're all moved in, it is quite important to update your address on the electoral roll, as it does have an effect on your credit rating. So if you're trying to get a mortgage or anything, you always want to make sure you're on the electoral roll for the place you're currently living at. So definitely recommend doing that, not to mention it helps when it comes around to voting time. Another thing that's not urgent, but once you are settled, is to switch things like your GP, your dentist, and your vet. These are things that everyone puts off until they need them, and it's not always that straightforward to sign up, so it is worth doing as soon as you're settled. One other thing I've come to realise after living in about 5 different properties over the last 10 years is we receive a lot of birthday cards that were for previous tenants, and we've never actually opened them, but who knows if they have money or whatever inside. So it is always worth just sending out an email to all your family and friends, or a text, just letting them know that you have moved and your new address, because you never know, some great aunt that hasn't seen you for a couple of years might not know, might send you a card and you'll never get it. So that's a great idea. Sorry for the change in lighting, guys. I actually had to go out and it's now 8 o'clock and I'm just finishing off the video. I really hope the hints and tips have been handy. If you've got any other suggestions, please do leave them in the comments box below. I'd love it if you'd give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to future videos. They'll all be around lifestyle and family life. So thanks for watching and take care.